Big news out of Anthropic. Apparently, they have told their investors that they hit a $65 billion revenue run rate in July, which is, of course, really big news. They are prepping for an IPO, confidential IPO at $965 billion. So that's really exciting news. Today we're going to talk about Anthropic, all they have going on, and but before we do that, Jane, why don't you tell us about our school community?
Yeah, so every week, Jamie and I record a bonus episode that we post over on our school community. And that is one where we break down more of our personal side hustles, how much money we're making for them, how much money we're spending on them, what we're like doing to accomplish that. And we usually have this, we've actually had the school community where we've had it at different prices. It's been about $50. It's actually been $100 a month before, depending on what like promos or discounts. It is currently free to join, guys, and it will not be free to join forever. So if you're interested in joining, go join the AI Hustle School community. It's linked in the description. You get access to 5 videos for free. You can pay for the whole catalog. It's like $19 a month if you want to get the whole catalog, but there's over 800 members sharing what they're working on. It's an awesome community, and we would love to have you be part of it. So go check it out. It is linked in the description. Okay, this is wild what's going on with Anthropic right now. Like you're mentioning, Jamie, they're getting ready to do their IPO. Like you said, OpenAI's IPO right now is going to be a $965 billion valuation, but Anthropic's is potentially $2 trillion. That is
Oh, that's
crazy.
crazy.
Anthropic is going for more than double the valuation of OpenAI. And the reason is because OpenAI recently came out and said, and I quote, in the most elusive way possible, they're on track to hit a $40 billion run rate. On track?
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
when will that track run? Like how much money are you guys making today? Anyways, so I absolutely hate it when people are, when they're so elusive, and OpenAI is so elusive. And the reason they're elusive is because Anthropic is absolutely spanking them. Like, I remember the moment that Anthropic surpassed OpenAI for revenue, and it was just kind of this crazy moment because this was like totally the number 2 company, and now they're at a $65 billion run rate. And so when people are like, how could they claim to be worth $2 trillion? Well, last month they were at 40 billion and now they're at 65 billion. Or I guess a few months ago they were at 40 billion. Now they're at 65 billion. If you could just add like tens of billions of dollars every single few months, or every single month, like that's how you're valued at that. Now, the crazy thing that a lot of people are talking about here is that SpaceX recently set the all-time record for the biggest IPO at $1.77 trillion. And Anthropic is potentially coming out ahead and going to beat them in that, which is pretty crazy. And there's actually like a Polymarket bet right now, which is like who will have the biggest IPO of 2026. And SpaceX, has kind of been the highest. And all of a sudden, SpaceX is dipping, and Anthropic is overtaking them or getting close to overtaking them in that Polymarket bet. Which, of course, it's the betting markets. It's not like the truth, but it's a pretty good indicator of where investors are putting their money. So it looks like Anthropic is going to become one of the biggest ones. And what's crazy is their Q2 revenue was 11.5 billion. That's a 14x jump year over year since last year. Like, that's crazy. 14x? That's insane.
I know. I think, what I would attribute a lot of their success to is timing the market, because I feel like they surpassed OpenAI in some of their models right at the time when a lot of businesses started looking to adopt AI. So in that curve of like businesses trying to adopt AI, Anthropic kind of pulled ahead as far as their models and usefulness. And that's when they captured all those users. So, because now, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Jane, but a few weeks ago, you were back on the Codex OpenAI train, right? Are you using that still more now?
So here's
Oh,
the deal. Here's the deal, Jamie. I pay $200 a month for Codex, and I actually love it, and it's awesome. It has like a couple bugs in it, and I've had these same bugs with Claude in the past, but like it wasn't connecting. The first thing is like it won't connect to my Meta Ads MCP, which is like a big project I'm focusing on right now because I'm spending thousands of dollars. I'm getting close to spending $10,000 on my like Meta Ads account in the last few weeks for AI Box, my company, and I'm seeing amazing returns and results. But like I need an MCP to go in and like understand what's happening inside the account, because
Yeah.
I hate doing that. So
Yep.
anyways, because of that, I paid $20 to get access to Claude again, because Claude was working, and I was like, I'll just use it to check that. And then I had something where like I ran out of tokens for OpenAI, and I needed to do a project. So then I was like, I'll just get the $100 Claude account. So then now I have a $100 Claude account and a $200 OpenAI account. I use both of them. I max out all their tokens. Um, it's annoying. Basically, like there's a couple small things where like, and where OpenAI isn't for me. It wasn't properly connecting to my browser to like look at what's on my browser, which is a huge percentage of everything I
Yeah.
do. And it's like restart your computer, but I just have so many projects running that I didn't want to restart my computer. So in the absence of that, I just have been giving Claude all those projects, and then it feels like I'm just moving everything back over to Claude. Now, is Claude perfect? No, Claude is still very frustrating. One of the most frustrating things that I went sort of viral on LinkedIn talking about was that when I upgraded from my $20 to my $100 Claude account, because it was like, you ran out of like tokens, like upgrade to keep getting access when I was on the $20. And I was like, okay, fine. Cause I didn't want to wait 2 hours to check on a project I was working on. So I upgraded. I upgraded to $100, and Claude was like, okay, you still have to wait an hour. And I was like so mad. So I like closed Claude, I restarted Claude. Everyone told me afterwards I should have logged out and logged back in or restarted my computer. But anyways, I didn't do that, and it was just a very annoying glitch of Claude where like even after I upgraded from $20 to $100, it still didn't let me back in after it had blocked me out.
Really.
So none of these companies are perfect. They all have little bugs, and they're all kind of working them out. But like they're basically the same, and in the next couple months, I'm sure any little bugs one has, the other won't. But yeah, I'm still back and forth. And anyways, that's why it's funny to me when they're like, oh, we're up from 40 to 47 to like 65 billion. It's like, well, I like tried to cancel my Claudes, and I came crawling back, giving them another
Yeah.
$100 a month. So I'm part of the problem, growing their bottom line.
I know my mind is just blown. I never imagined that I would pay $100 a month for something like a tech service. Like
Yeah.
for as long as I can remember, the going rate for something was, even like the Adobe suite seemed super expensive, and it was like $20 a month. But
Yeah.
somehow Anthropic convinced us all to pay $100 a month for their services. Although I will say I haven't been rate limited in a while, but I'm probably not using it as much as you. So I don't know if they're working on fixing those issues or what, but I'm still in the cloud. I haven't tried. You almost convinced me to try Codex and switch over, but I never did. So I guess I'm glad.
Ah, well, it actually has like way more features. I think they did a lot of work to try to make it better, so I was pretty happy about it. But yeah, there's a couple little small things. It's more like Claude Code, and for some reason the computer uses and the MCPs are like not as smooth, which I don't know why OpenAI hasn't got that right. The other thing that I will say that is a big deal when we're talking about this is that there's another competitor coming to the market, and that is that XAI or SpaceX. I don't even know what to call it anymore, right? It was XAI's Grok. Now SpaceX bought them, and then they bought Cursor, and they roll it in. Anyways, they have their own Grok bot, is what it's called, and it will be like Claude Cowork or ChatGPT Work, where it's controlling your computer and actually able to do all the stuff. So I'm really excited about that, to have more competitors in this space. I felt like, and they've apparently built a really incredible model with the latest Grok model, because they have Cursor, the biggest coding tool in the world that everyone runs their code through, able to use data to train and make a really impressive coding model. So I honestly think, and I was like the biggest Grok fan a long time ago, and I kind of got off Grok because of like a bunch of dumb stuff that I felt like the company was doing. But I think it's going to be a serious competitor, especially for coders, just because of the scale of like the assets of all of the training compute that SpaceX has. It being able to buy Cursor, which is like the greatest asset of all time. I honestly, good for SpaceX to be able to buy that. And I mean, it cost them $60 billion, but still, that's a pretty sweet move. That's like 1 year of revenue for Anthropic. So big whoop if they get a legendary company like that. So I think we'll hopefully have three competitors, and I'm hoping Google and maybe Microsoft might jump in and try to compete in that space. Google, it seems like a no-brainer. Microsoft seems maybe, but I think we should have like, I would love to have at least 4 competitors for Claude Cowork, because it's an awesome
Yeah.
tool, but it's expensive and it'd be nice to kind of move around. And also, my last complaint, and then I'll let you close us out, Jamie, is when it comes to Claude, the only other downside is it really does lecture me so much all the time. And I know they're like trying to make it like aligned and safe and have guardrails, but I am not a person that likes to be lectured or told what to do. And it, like, sometimes it's like, you can't do that because of blah 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 reasons, and I'm be like, okay, I sort of see what you're saying. Like, that can happen, even if whatever. There's also a big percentage of the time where it's like, it keeps bringing up to me like I'm working on a big project, and it keeps bringing up to me like why X, Y, and Z is super unethical, what I'm trying to do. And I'm like, you're reading the data completely wrong. But like every time it sends that to me, I don't want to reply like, no, you're not reading the data. It's actually this cell that's where we're getting the data from. Like, I don't care about what it thinks is unethical. I just want it to get the code project done. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to have to like feel like I'm being babysat by you, even if it's wrong. I don't want to have to respond to that. Just get my job done because I'm trying to get this job done. And it's not like I'm making nuclear bombs or like trying to
Right.
release a bioweapon. I just need to like get this dashboard built and put my analytics in there correctly. And it's like misreading it and thinks I'm trying to like fake my analytics or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so
Yeah.
rant over. Claude can be a lot overbearing when it comes to what it does.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, either way, I think it's really interesting that they've surpassed OpenAI, especially because OpenAI now has ads. So you would think, and people spend a lot of money, from my experience,
Yeah.
on OpenAI ads. I gave it a shot, and it was very expensive. You would think they would be able to keep up at least, but kind of crazy that Anthropic has done this without advertising. So, anyways, if you guys would like to check out our school community, we'd love to have you be a member. We go through exactly how we're using these tools, why we're spending $100 a month or $200 a month on them, and how you can also make money and grow your business using AI. So check out AI Hustle. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.